guys, Max with HobbyKing back with more from our Glue and Go series. Today we have two Warbirds for you guys. We have the F6F Hellcat and the FW190, and of course we're joined by our buddy Alex Davis, one of the pilots from the office. And we're going to take these up, put them through some flying, and then we're going to show you the build process, again, similar to our other Glue and Go series. So let's go ahead and do some flying.
Okay. Are you kidding me, man?
I couldn't see him on the right here. So as you guys can see, these fly really well as Warbirds, but Alex Davis is here. He likes to do 3D with every plane we have, so we're gonna let him 3D these Warbirds. All right, guys, so we are back in the studio now, and as you can see, again, we have some really great flying planes on our hands. So what we're gonna do, as we've done in our past Glue and Go series, is take you through the build of these two planes, the FW190 and the F6F Hellcat. So to start off, for recommended electronics equipment, the kit recommends a 2208 to a 2216 1400 kV motor, an 8-inch prop, a 20 to 40 amp ESC, dependent on your motor selection, 4 9-gram servos, and a 1300 to 2200 3S battery, and most of this is on par with, again, what we've been using in our previous Glue and Go planes. We used our Park 450 1200 kV Outrunner motors with Aerostar 20 amp ESCs. We're using our HXT 900 plastic gear 9-gram servos. You can use the metal gear as we used before. We just had plastics on hand. As for build equipment, it's very similar to our other Glue and Go planes. You're gonna need some glue, usually a foam safe glue, CA, and hot glue. Some basic building equipment, X-Acto knives, screwdrivers, cutters, and just general stuff for your electronics install. So let's get started. So our first step is going to be assembling the 3 bottom pieces of the fuselage using foam glue. And you're gonna wanna make sure you press that together really firmly after you're done assembling it. After that, we're going to assemble the 3 top pieces using, again, foam glue. Next step is going to be installing the carbon tube into the wing, but you don't want to glue it in right now. You're going to assemble the two pieces of the wing together itself. Then after that, we're going to assemble the horizontal fuselage and attach it to the wing using foam glue. Then after that, we're going to put on the horizontal tail to the end of the horizontal fuselage. Then we're going to install the two carbon strips in the horizontal tail. And now we're going to glue in the carbon rod that's in the wing. Then we're going to glue the bottom of the horizontal fuselage onto the rest of the fuselage we already have assembled. Next, we're going to install the carbon strip into the vertical tail. Now we're going to install the bottom half of the vertical fuselage onto the horizontal fuselage. Now we're going to install the motor mount, and again, you want to make sure your motor mounting area is square so it sits in nicely, you don't have any weird thrust angles. Once we have those glued in, we're going to actually go ahead and install the landing gear. And you guys will notice on the landing gear, you actually get some suspension travel in these, so they're cool little oleo struts. Next, we're going to glue in the short carbon strip that's going to act as your tail skid. And now we're going to go ahead and install all of our electronics. So this will, again, vary depending on your motor ESC, but it's all pretty similar. And then we're going to go ahead and install our servos. And as I always recommend, make sure you have your servos centered prior to installing them into the plane. It makes electronic setup much easier. And one quick tip when you're installing your tail servos and you're installing the push rods for them, make sure you use the little plywood guides that come with the kit. So when you are running the servos, you don't get any flex in your push rod. They are really important to have there for proper flight characteristics. So once you have all of your servos, your motor, and your ESC installed, you can go ahead, wire them into your receiver, and do your radio setup. And then finally, before you go flying, you're going to want to set your CG. And on both of these planes, the CG is on the carbon spar. So very easy, no measuring, just CG right on the carbon spar on the wing. So that's going to wrap it up on the next installment of our Glue and Go series with the F6F Hellcat and the FW190. Again, these are great flying planes. They're very simple to put together and they're foam. So the best part is if you crash it, you can just glue them back together. And we have a few more of these planes coming, so make sure you stay tuned for more of our Glue and Go series. Subscribe to HobbyKing Live, and we'll see you in the next one.